I was high on this trail. Had a lot of positive things to say up until the very end. Let's get down and we'll talk about why that is. Horseshoe Loop and Upper Otay Reservoir. This is somewhere between 5.5 miles to 6, depending on how far you go. 1,500 feet elevation gain, which makes this a workout hike. This is, there's some steep parts, and we'll get to that in those trail details. And it is a loop. Now, the first thing that I want to say going into those trail details is that this is not a loop. The last part, and I'll put it up here, super overgrown. You cannot get to it. You're going to have to turn around. And there's actually a place that I recommend you go to prior to turning around. Get into how to get here, which is very easy off Otay Lakes Road. You'll find some parking. There isn't a lot of spots, so just be mindful of that. And then you'll walk over to the trailhead. All right, let's jump into those trail details because there's a good amount of things to cover for this. I do want to say at the very, very top, it is very clear. There's a lot of evidence that there are illegal border crossings going on here. A lot of backpacks, a lot of clothes, the water bottles, a ton of them empty. All that are non-US brand. They're the 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿. This is the ones you find at OXXO, other places in Mexico. So not that there's a safety concern, but it's just a concern overall with border security, right? So for that main reason, I don't fully recommend that you come hike this trail. I had a very similar experience at Horse Thief. A lot of clothes by the water, just didn't sit right with me. So the other trail details you should know. Watch for cars when you're parking. A lot of people go way too fast here. So just be real careful as you're parking and going back into your car. Trash cans are at the trailhead. Otherwise, pack it in, pack it out. This is 1,500 feet elevation, as I mentioned. The workout hike. This will get your heart rate going. It is rocky, so I do recommend that you bring some poles if you have them. They'll be really good for your knees, especially on the way down. You'll see a trespassing sign. There's a ridge there. I'm pretty sure that's more to not cut through in a different trail. That's not an actual trail. It looks like a ridge, but just make sure you stay on the actual trail and you allow the habitat around to be preserved and grow. The last thing I'll mention is there is a spot, and I'll put the video up here, where you do want to stop, and it has really great views. These are better than going all the way to the top. So if you were trying to only do that as an out and back, that to me is the spot where all the views are, right? You want to stop there and make sure there's a bench there, which is the dead giveaway that you're at that specific location. Otherwise, as I mentioned, you cannot loop this. This is going to be an out and back. I'll see you guys next week.